Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. Today is review day. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you all for your continued support. Today I am reviewing Hostage by Robert Crace. This was a first time read for me of Robert Crace. It was Professor X who was talking to me in one of my videos about this particular book. I figured, well, I'll pick this up. It's a standalone. I don't want to get into a whole bunch of, big series, because he does have a big series. All the characters are intertwined, and it's just, I don't want to do that right now. So this was a great introduction for me to Robert Crace. In this story, we're following Jeff Talley, he's a hostage negotiator, and he started out in L.A. He saw a lot of stuff, witnessed a lot of things, but the one that really got him was he lost a 10-year-old boy to a criminal, and it was a hostage situation, and it just crushed him, and he got to a point where he just couldn't function anymore. And things started to get, kind of shaky on his marriage level, and his daughter was kind of distancing herself, and he figured, let's up and leave LA. We'll go to a small town where this stuff doesn't happen. So they get to their small town, and he's, kind of high-hoped, and he makes chief for the police department, and the worst they get is traffic violations, and he is happy in it, but his daughter is still kind of distanced. So everything is rocking along, and guess what happens? None other than a hostage situation, and he just, I don't think he was ready for it at all. Once they, figured everything out and what was going on, he actually even wants to turn it over to the sheriff's department, because they just don't have the means. They're just a small town, small police force. They don't have what, you need to, take care of a situation like this. But as it goes, he ends up back being the hostage negotiator in the situation. What happens is there is a group of boys, not boys, they're probably early 20s, I would say. I don't remember the specifics on that. And they go to a convenience store and they rob it and shoot the clerk, and they're running, and they find this big wall that has enclosed a bunch of houses. It's just like a very safe community, and they do manage to get over the wall, and they manage to get into the house and holding the whole family hostage. Now mom is gone visiting a sister on a vacation. So it's dad and it's two kids. The dad is an accountant, and he's an accountant not for very nice people. That's all I'll tell you about that. So this is the hostage situation we have here. And now Tally has to try to figure out how to make the kids safe, and then he gets wind of the accountant and who he's protecting and who he works for and all that stuff, and it just turns into this big huge mess. That's all I'll tell you on that, because I could just go on and on and on and on and just keep telling you and ruining the whole story, but we're not going to do that. So you can imagine, you come here to the small town and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be easier here, quiet, peaceful. I can handle, little things like traffic violations or, stuff like that. Maybe even a domestic abuse, something. Not to the extent of what he is dealing with this hostage situation. And when you read the book and you find out what's going on, it's kind of a race of the clock for him because the situation. So there's more than one situation going on in this story. And it just flowed so well. Like everything just kind of went together really well. There was no stumbling around. It read really quick, very fluid style. And I loved the dialogue. Everything was great with this book. I ended up giving this book 5 stars. And absolutely loved it. Now, we talk about the movie, okay? Bruce Willis played Tally in the movie. And if you don't read the book, this movie is going to be fantastic. Fantastic. If you read the book, not so much. I mean, it still had the same urgency. It still had, all that adrenaline rushing stuff and, and it was interesting and it moved along really well. But the one thing that what really bothered me the most was in the movie, they cut out that very first bit of the story where the boys are in the convenience store. They rob the convenience store. They shoot the clerk. That doesn't even happen where it's supposed to happen. Okay, they moved a small snippet going back into the mind of one of the boys of that scene, which didn't happen in this part, and it didn't happen the way they showed it. So why do that? Why not just keep it at the beginning where it's supposed to be instead of throwing in this scene that it's not even in the right place? You could have still conveyed the same message, leaving it at the beginning of the movie where it belonged, than keeping it or putting it back here where, past halfway through the movie, they flop it up there when they discover one of the kidnapper or hostage people are. One of the 3 boys that take these guys hostage. And it just really bothered me because that first part that you read in the book is the whole setup of the entire story. That is where your story starts. That's where the plot takes hold and pushes you through. That's the whole beginning of the story. And I thought that it was so important that they should have kept it that way. They put some lame, beginning to that where it never even happened. So that was my first turnoff of the movie. Now, there was a lot of it that, was similar and was the same. But once they mess up one part, it's just, that's it for me. And it's just like, I can't enjoy it as much because, and I realized that, you got a 2-hour movie here and you're trying to push in an entire book. I understand that, but the key point I feel like in the book is what should have been in there. And the rest, then I would have been fine with the rest of it. So good movie, just irritating for me because that first part of the book should have been that part of the movie. And it was disappointing for me. But, like I said, if you have not read the book, watch the movie. It's fantastic. You won't even know that was all mangled in the beginning. So, that's my review of the book versus the movie. The book, far better. But we all know this at this point, right? I'm just going to quit watching movies after a book because it just ruins it for me. But anyway, book 5 stars. I don't really have a rating for the movie. It was a good movie if you've not read the book. There was still a lot of action. Of course, Bruce Willis played in it, so you're going to get that action. But anyway, you guys let me know down in the comments below if you've either read the book, watched the movie, or both, and let me know what your thoughts were on that. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.